It's time to prepare some DAX measures. First of all, I'm gonna prepare the DAX measures of the balance sheet. Yes, I'm gonna click BS key measures table. At the same time, I got a table tool tab extra available in the front of us. I have a new measure option available which says write a DAX expression that calculates a value from your data. Yes, I want a value from my data. I'll be clicking on that option. In a second, it is loading and will ask us to type the DAX measure. Yes, it says measure equals what should be the name of the first. It is BS values. I want to calculate my BS values. So for this, I'm gonna use the sum function as my BS values. I have already been in a BS balance sheet table. Remember in the previous part, we have seen using the Power Query function. I want to sum it all together to get a output result in a single column. That column will be used to fetch the result in the further DAX measures. So at the top, I got some income statement data below the balance sheet. Yes, the balance sheet data, the value column in the square brackets. I want this field, closing the parenthesis and clicking the enter key. And now I got my first tax measure for the best practices. Click on the column 1. You got a small 3 dots for the more options. You have 2 options to delete or to hide the column. The more feasible option is to hide the column because I want to make this table separate than others. See, as I click that option, it has automatically changed the status of the table from the calculator. This calculator I can represent that these are the calculations. My BS key values, BS values have been correctly calculated. Now for the second measure, so what is the important KPI for the balance sheet? It is the revenue, it is the receivables as well as the inventory. So first of all, I want to calculate the inventory. Inventory equals. So how do we calculate the respective item value? We have a function called calculate. It is a filter function. It says evaluates an expressions in a context modified by the filter. Yes, first we select the filter. Which filter is used? That is called calculate measure. Next, it asks for the expression. Expression means the values. So I have already calculated BS key values, comma. It says filter 1. What should be the filter? I want to filter out my inventory value. So I'm gonna again click on the BS and then balance sheet and my column for the referencing balance sheet equals open inverted commas. I'm gonna type my inventory, closing the inverted commas, closing the parenthesis, and then enter key. And in a second I got my inventory measure. So first of all, let's go to the table view and let us see the balance sheet data. See, it says inventory of respective 2023, 2500, 2022. We have a 3742, and similarly moving towards the 2020, 1895. We have the 4 years inventory values in the front of us. So remember one thing, calculate functions work accurately when you provide a filter value, filter text accurately. Inventory. In inventory, we have I capital, all of the alphabets are small. So first of all, I can show you how I provided X measure I capital and all things have been shown shortened. So that's why it shows an accurate result. You can see that same thing have been copied here. Next, can you see that the DAX measure is available in the straight line? It's not feasible. For this inventory equals, I'm gonna break my DAX measure in multiple lines. For this, from your keyboard, press shift and enter key all together. We go to the second line. It says parentheses. Yes, I'm gonna copy my parentheses to the third line. Calculate. It is calculating the BS value expression. Again, the fourth line, the filter value I'm gonna press enter key, space key, and then I got my result. Yes, again the last parenthesis, moving towards the fifth line, and then press the enter key. So it breaks my DAX measure, and it is relatively easy to understand that I am using my calculate measure, and it fetches the values from the BS key measure table. Next, it being modified by the filter from my balance sheet data. And what filter I need? It's an inventory. Let's go to the report view, and as I click here inventory checkbox, I got my inventory result. So at the top, suggest a type AI suggestion, artificial intelligence suggestion. It suggests that the card visual is perfect. So it suggests that inventory amount totals 10.77k, and I got my inventory result. I have an option of the visuals here available. I can check any visual. I have, for example, donut chart. I have a stacked column chart. I have a bar chart as well. I have a clustered bar chart as well. I have multiple options. So as I have chosen, it's a clustered bar chart. Now let's go to the model view and see we have prepared a model. The relationships. Yes, let me go. Let me close my properties, my data. Yes. So see here. My relationship was prepared previously. My date table have already been prepared. It have been linked to the balance sheet data. Yes, we're gonna fetch the dates from my date table and says X values have already been added. Inventory have been added in X axis. The Y axis open. I'm gonna add my years in the Y axis. Expand the date hierarchy. Yes, the years. As I click on the years, I got my result 2023, 22, 2021, and 2020. See, it gives us the bars available. Yearly analysis. At the below, I got the inventory values starting from 0 to ending at the 4. My highest inventory is for the year 2022. It cost 374 to the book value available in the balance sheet. So as I turn on suggestion, so AI works and it finds a line chart available for our data, but this is not looking accurately. We can change it. We have now multiple options. As I click on the donut charts, it says each slice of the donut have a respective percentage. For instance, my 2020 slice cuts 17.59% of the total inventory. My highest inventory is 2022 and it charges 34.73% of all the inventory slices. So yes, I got the donor result of the inventory by year, and there are some more visuals. You have the waterfall chart. As see, my inventory increases from 2020 to the 2021, 2022 further increases, and it decreases to the 2023. But see, there is a relative change in the value. So I got my relative results table. As a C table, my yearly inventory have been shown, my total inventory at the below have been shown. I can turn off the subtotals or the totals as well. It have been shown in the format. Here, I have the format pane. I can change the style as previously mentioned. Whichever style I can see, I have the values editing options available. So see how we can check the values, how we can calculate the value using the DAX measures. We have calculated the first KPI as an inventory. We're gonna see the further calculations as well. So now I'm gonna copy my DAX measure, same in Excel, Control A and then Control C, clicking the new key measure, new measure option. So now I'm gonna calculate the receivables here. My receivables. My receivables have been calculated. Let us see. Sheet RECEI. We have to see accurately our DAX measure the filters modified. If I click here, I got my receivables amount, inventory, and my receivables. So they have been shown side by side. Now let us see further which key measure should I calculate. I'm gonna find the total assets of the company. Again, Control V, it will be copying and the pasting assets. Saves the time. Total assets available. If I click here, and populate the results of the total assets available. Now I want to see how much percent my receivables are of the total asset. For this, we're going to use an interesting function in a DAX. It's called division. The divide function is not available in Excel. It is available in Excel Power Query, or you can see the Power Pivot DAX analysis, but not available in a simple Excel formulas or the functions. You have to go to the Power Query. The Power Query starts from the 2013 version and end to the paid version of the 365. Now I'm gonna see my percent of receivables. Breaking towards the new line, my divide function, rolling towards. So it says adding a numerator. Yes, I have a numerator called receivables, comma, its denominator. Yes, my denominator is total assets, comma. It says alternative results. You see that alternative results have been shown in a square brackets. It means it's an optional thing. If I close the parenthesis, my DAX measure is accurate. Let me see it. Pressing the enter key, and we have prepared another DAX measure. It says argument 3 is left because it requires a value. For this, I'm gonna type 0. Just wait for a second, working on it. Yes, my percent of receivables have been calculated. So it's a percentage of the total assets, two decimal places. Yes, the result should be shown in the two decimal places. My total receivables of the total assets. All right, I got to see the result. The highest is 2022. Now you see how you perform it. Now we're going to see further efficiency and the profitability KPIs. Those KPIs would be calculated from an income statement data. Stay tuned, we're going to calculate those as well in this session. Let's see a small tip. As I click to the measure the percentage of receivables to the to total assets, I have added 0 as an optional and a comma sign. Let me remove those and then press enter key. See, no change in the result. It is accurately another way to perform DAX measure of the division to the two decimal places. I'm gonna change to the three decimal places and see. Now you got to see percentage of receivables to the total asset. You got the result, and now it says I have calculated many DAX measures of the balance sheet. Now it's time for the income statement. We're gonna see the efficiency and the profitability measures. Let us go to the income statement key measures, new measure. It is IS values. Yes, I have to calculate my income statement values. I'm gonna do the same thing that sum functions. Sum, it should sum the income statement values. Here is the income statement values column and adding it all together. I got the sum result. Now I'm gonna do it again. Calculate my new measure. So the first thing would be the most important, the revenue. Revenue equals again the same thing. Calculate function, the DAX value. I have the IS values. So for better looking, I will remove the name of the table where it is stored. That is the best practices. IS values, again comma, go to the next line, break. So I'm gonna add the filter. It's income statement equals opening the inverted commas. I want to calculate my revenue. And revenue, go to the last line, closing the parenthesis. And here I got my revenue. Control A, Control C to save the time. I'm going to see my cost of sales. Control V, copying it. Sold. Yes, they have used this name COGS short form. Cost of goods sold. I'm gonna see whether I have performed same thing. Yes, I have performed the same thing. I'm gonna add it in table. Let me shorten it. I'm gonna add another table, or there's a tip. Selecting this table, Control C and Control V to get the copied duplicate. Here I have data. I'm gonna remove the inventory, my receivables, total assets percentage. I'm gonna add my revenue again, my cost of goods sold. I'm gonna calculate my third measure. Before that, this column 1 have been shown. Delete or hide. I'm gonna hide it. Working on it. Yes. Now see key measures IS have also shown the calculator. Let's go and create a new measure. So now the most interesting function or formula is calculating the gross profit. We have the two ways using the same, the calculate function, the filter function, and second, as we know that revenue lesses subtracts the cost of goods sold to get a gross profit, as gross profit is the residual amount of the profit earned. So yes, gross profit equals, I'm gonna type the revenue measure subtracts the cost of goods sold. I got a result. It's a gross profit. I'm gonna see the gross profit margin, GP margin, or I can say gross profit, the revenue equals. I'm gonna choose the divide function again, breaking the function for the best practices. I have the gross profit in the numerator. I have revenue and then comma zero, else I don't want to see it. Closing the parenthesis, pressing enter key. Here is the percentage. Changing the percentage. Yes, I got a percentage of result, and we're gonna see how it shows here. So my gross profit, my GP to the revenue, and I got a result. Let us see further. GP to revenue. I'm gonna use another DAX measure of the format. So instead of clicking the the percentage sign, I'm gonna use the format function, and now our DAX measure will be greater than previously. Now I will show you how we can prepare it. I'll show you another way to format my gross profit to the revenue percent. So see, I have changed it percent. I have formatted to the general. Now I'm gonna type another function. It is called the format function. Yes, opening the parenthesis and breaking my old function to the new line. Division. Yes, again breaking to the new line. Gross profit revenue. So yes, my division, comma. So it says format. It says convert a value to the text in a specific number format. Yes, I have given it a reference of the value of the division function that it divides gross profit from the revenue, closing the parenthesis, comma. It says give me the reference of the format. I'll adding inverted commas and the hash to show the digit, decimal, and the two digits 0, closing, and then parenthesis. Let me go break the formula to the next line, pressing the enter key. But see, I miss a function, that the percentage sign. Now you see, I got a result. Just wait for a second. See, it is giving an error, something wrong with one or more fields. Yes, what is wrong? See, I have added format, opening the parenthesis. Again, the parentheses have been shown with the division name, and that was a wrong format. I am removing unnecessary parentheses. Now see divide, there is no error. I am pressing the enter key from my keyboard. Now you see I got a result. Gross profit to revenue 67.78%, two decimal places. If I remove one digit, see here, and then pressing enter key, it will be changing it to the one decimal place. Yes, one decimal place, and I got my result. Gross profit to the revenue. See, it changes format to the text, and I can't change its percent because I already added a percentage format with my DAX measure. I have added a nested DAX measure starting from the format next to the division, adding the format function and closing the parenthesis. I got my GP to the revenue function. I'm gonna copy it, Control A and Control C to get my further results. New measure. Just wait for a second. It is working. Now I'm gonna see any other relative operator or the key measure of the income statement. That is EBITDA. I have a net income. I have income from the taxes, after taxes, pre-tax income. There are multiple KPIs to be calculated, and we will calculate in this session for the best analysis of the Microsoft, the company which I have been chosen. Now it's time to build some advanced DAX measure. As previously, I have prepared GP to revenue. I will be copying it, Control A and Control C to copy. New measure. I'm gonna paste it. So now let's do some editing. So first of all, I'm gonna find my EBITDA capital. EBITDA to revenue. Yes, I want to format it as a percentage. That's a perfect thing. Let me break format to the next line. Now next line. So yes, have you noticed we haven't prepared a beta, we haven't calculated a beta using calculate function, but now I want a beta in my single function, in my single DAX measure. For this I will be using variables. I have explained variables in my previous videos. You will be watching the series from the start. So how do we incorporate variables in a function? So for this, I'm gonna type var. This explains the variable space. It types the underscore and name of the variable which I need to calculate. I want to find my beta. Yes, equals. Now, what is a beta? It will be used for calculating my beta value. Calculate function, break to the next line. Yes, where are the values? Those are IS values, income statement values, comma. So it states which filter do I need to provide. I need to provide my income statement details for the filtering equals. Now I will be finding my beta, breaking to the next line and closing the parenthesis. So now see, I have find it a beta. I use the format variable, format that's my year. So now what's the next? Let's go to the next line. So it calculates a beta at the top using the var underscore beta. This is the variable I have used in variable in a single DAX measure to calculate a beta first. Next, it will be returning a beta for the division function, and we will be getting our result in a percentage form. Let's see it. So return, I am returning that whichever thing I have been calculating would be returning now under the division function, and we got our result which is called a beta to revenue. Return, divide, yes. Now which thing do I need to divide? Gross profit? No. I need to remove it, and I am typing here underscore EBITDA. So see, as I typed underscore, it showed that there's a variable EBITDA have been calculated. Yes, EBITDA is available. Which thing I need to find it? EBITDA should be divided by revenue already been calculated. Let's go and break to the next line, closing the parenthesis. Now see, division parenthesis have been closed. It says give me the format. Yes, I have been allocating the format. At the top, see format function. It says value. Yes, I have completed a value using variable function and the return function. Next, the division function divides the beta from the revenue. What's next? Comma. I have given the comma. It says format. Yes, I have added inverted commas, hashtag, and dot 00. It will be formatting. It says closing the inverted commas, and yes, here's the end result. If I close the parenthesis, see it has shown a red line because I was to enter another extra parenthesis. That is the wrong thing. Closing it, So see, there's no error till now. We have created a nested DAX measure. It's an advanced version. In a single DAX, we have calculated the beta first using the variables. Then I'm gonna return the variable, and this variable was divided by revenue to get a result in a percentage sign. And yes, I got my result. See, on the right hand side, it haven't shown any error. A beta to revenue, we haven't seen any error here as well. Now, let me collapse it. If I click here, see, it has shown, and altogether beta 48.19%. Let me shorten it. This is the card visual. AI automatically detects a single value and suggests us the card. Here at the top under the insert group, I have a slicer options available. I will be slicing my year's date. Again, date hierarchy, years. See, it has made a slicer. I don't want it a slicer. This is a bad format. This is against the storytelling skills. Slicer, slider, removed. Slicer header, removed. More options, yes. I want to see style, but it should be the vertical list. Yes. Now see, as I clicked the 2023, I got my 2023 result 48.31%. This is the format available. Closing the format pane. Yes, it's a two decimal place. Let me go back to my calculation. See here, it's a two decimal place. I will be adding another decimal place, pressing enter key to see a result. Now you see it. 48.314. Let's go to the original data being published on a web. Yes, see here, under the key financial ratios, they have shown. Let me see it here, a beta margin. It says 48.3137. I got a similar result. And yes, you have learned in this tutorial how we can prepare the DAX measures, multiple DAX measures, advanced DAX measures, and don't forget we have to complete this Microsoft Financial Analysis Dashboard. Stay tuned for the further videos. Thank you.